Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Gary Faust Addict proudly presents another episode 27 of My Drunk Uncle's podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Lazer. Right here in the corner is my beautiful producer with a solid mustache, the man of gold, Gary Faust. Gary, how we doing today? You okay?
You know, that's funny that you say that about my mustache because I was looking through the comments the other day on that child support clip I posted.
Yeah.
When I said child support's a scam, and one of the comments in there was, that mustache is a scam.
Hey, we do love that. We do love. Yeah, we're doing something a little different today. We're going to try to spice things up a bit. We're trying to find our foothold in the podcast. We're a whirlwind of chaos with crazy guests just having a grand old time, getting all slobber knockered out on the pod. And we're still going to do that from time to time. But sometimes we want to reel it in. We want to talk about things going on in the world, conspiracy theories, the football season, everything under the sun, and just be a little more professional. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to reel it in. But sit back, enjoy, like, and subscribe, and we'll kind of go from there. Comment in the comment section if you like this style better. If you don't, you can see that my extraordinary long-haired co-host Bobby Flaco is not here. He was not available today. He stole his Thea's station wagon convertible the other night, and he crashed it into a tree because he's a piece of shit. But he's okay. Everything's good, healthy. Be back on a couple of episodes. We're going to switch this up and try things back. But speaking of football season, before we go any further, I'd like to give a big shout-out to the main sponsor of this podcast, and that's PrizePicks. They've been with me since about the beginning of baseball season. I've been with them. We've had some good times. We've had some bad times, but mostly it's good because they make it so damn easy to win. But let's get into it with PrizePicks. If you go and use my username code, Lazer, you're going to get up to $100 free for your first deposit. They're literally giving you a couple free shekels to get on with your bad self. You can play them in 31 states around the United States and including Canada, except you cannot play in Ontario because nobody likes the French. Am I right? But you can use PrizePicks. It's safe and easy and fun. The withdrawals are fast. The deposits are even quicker. It's all around good stuff. With football season around the corner, they're offering all kind of deals. There's all kind of cool selections you can make. So basically what PrizePicks is, it allows you to take 2 to 6 selections. Basically, they'll say like, hey, Josh Allen is going to have 270 passing yards. If you think he's going to go above and beyond that, you'll take, I think he's going to go over and beyond that. If you think he's going to go below that, you go, I think he's going to go below that. And you just got to get 6 of them correct, up to 6. You can do 2, it's easier. Now, if you miss one, it all goes away. But if you hit one big one, say you have it with 6 selections on there, you're going to win 25 extra money. Gary, do you know how much $100 times 25 is?
$2,500.
Boom, baby. Let's get the kiddies a nice present for Christmas. So it's going to be, it's easy, it's fun, it's a great time. They run all kind of special deals with football coming up, football season being upon us. So like I said, go to PrizePicks, download the app, use promo code Lazer, and get yourself some fun. If you can see here, I joined in November of last year. That was just kind of all my doing things, and then got in with basketball and then into baseball season. I'm up 37.50 right here. And if for some of you guys that are thinking, oh, he's just a guy, just botching the numbers. No. Every time I lose, it takes away that as well. So that's a total of the 44 inch of one. I've probably made about close to 70 entries since I've been with them. But shout out PrizePicks for being our sponsor. Like I said, use my promo code Lazer, get you a free $100, and let's get after it. Anyways, Gary, what do we got on today's docket?
So the first thing up here, speaking of football and sports and whatnot, is Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, let's get into this. So, look, I love doing the comedy thing. I love being an absolute whirlwind of a time, but I grew up playing sports. I love sports. I love everything about sports from anything. I mean, if I'll watch cricket if I have to, if it's the only sports on television. But basically, I was watching the Jets and Bills game the other night on Monday Night Football, and boom, first series, third play in, Aaron Rodgers ruptures his Achilles. And I knew when he fell, I could just tell by the way he fell, and they show that replay, you can tell when that calf muscle kind of blimps. That's an Achilles. He's done. He's now done for the season. But the funny part I found in this was the NFLPA, the Players Association, just announced that they are mandatory. They want the NFL to make it mandatory that all 32 teams, all 32 stadiums have natural grass and not turf. And there's been lawsuits in the past. Reggie Bush, hell, he did something where he tore his Achilles on the track or off the side with the Detroit Lions, I believe it was, a couple years back, where he ruptured his ACL or tore his ACL, and they're calling for grass. And I didn't know this. I found this out the other day, Gary, that the World Cup, when they come to different stadiums and do different stuff for the World Cup stage, they make it mandatory that each stadium, that one of their games for World Cup's playing, that it is grass. I don't know if there's any science behind this, but I've played on both, and I will say grass feels a lot more natural than turf.
So the playing on grass is to prevent injury?
Yeah, because I think that what the science is behind it is the more natural motions of cutting, the grass kind of embeds and goes with the pressure of your lower body. Or
it's not as stiff, essentially?
It's not. It doesn't have the bounce, right? It just has give. So it'll give and allow you to give and compact. So if you cut or spin or move, versus the turf is kind of got a trampoline, but a firmer type bounce to it. And I think there's reason to believe that, like, it's not a natural motion. Like, for every action, there's a reaction. It's not it's like a rubber band effect, and it's blowing everybody's ACLs and damn Achilles. So,
dude, I wonder what, the first thing I thought of when you told me this earlier was that what kind of effect is that going to have on states where they have droughts? Like in Texas, we have a drought right now, or at least in Austin we do. I wonder what that effect's going to have, because they're going to have to water the grass. They're going to use a lot more water.
Look, all you got to do, all you really got to do, the NFL is $1 billion industry, right? So you don't even have to keep the grass all year round. You got prep time 3 days prior to, you got a game on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, depending on where you're at in the schedule, right? You have prep time. You have them roll in grass. You bring in those pallets of grass, lay them down, seed it, get it all confined together. And then if it gets destroyed,
sheets of sod?
Just sheets of sod, basically, right? You can get high-end grass like that. You wouldn't have to keep, and honestly, let's be honest, if we're being real, every professional football stadium in Texas is an enclosed roof, right? So you wouldn't be affected by drought conditions, because, outside of Lambeau and the couple other ones up into the Northeast, they're outside, but most of them.
No, I get that. I'm saying the drought aspect.
This fucking thing right here. If everybody can't see on camera, this is a damn megaphone bopping me in the ear the whole time, but let's get into it.
Dude, what I mean is that if the state government or even the local governments are saying that we need that we can't use a certain amount of water over a certain amount of water, how are they going to water?
Yeah, but if you do use over a certain amount as a residential,
you have to pay more.
You have to pay a fine, right?
Okay. So really, it could actually potentially put money back into the.
It's people helping people. We'd love to see that. And you got the damn Jets. I feel terrible for them. They just been the lapping. I wouldn't say the laughing stock. They just been the most bad luck, snake bitten, ridden type franchise. They ain't done shit since Joe Namath.
Dude. And that was on Monday night. And you know what Monday was? September 11th.
Yeah.
And that's a New York team,
and
dude.
Boom. The goddamn Jets! You know what I'm saying, Gary? So, they're snake bitten, but hopefully old Zach Wilson comes up to the rise. I got a bunch of his rookie cards, so I'm hoping he just bounces back. But they're playing my Cowboys next week, and let me tell you, the Cowboys defense looks stout. 40-0, they beat the brakes off the Giants. Micah Parsons is going to be the goddamn defensive player. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to have to pay that man his money. But, I just thought it was a weird. And another thing I always grew up kind of hearing is that also the stuff that they use to embed the turf with is little rubber pieces of tire that have cancer-causing agents in them.
No shit.
That's what I've heard. I've read a couple articles about it, and I'm just like, what?
Do other countries use turf like that?
So I heard this on.
I'll look it up.
I had heard this on the radio the other day. They were talking about on Sports Radio Talk. They were like, the World Cup makes it so that every stadium that is played is on grass. It is not played. On turf at all. So I'd be.
That's funny because the United States, in the U.S., we have a ton of stuff that they don't allow in other countries, like fluoride and toothpaste and water.
It's crazy.
Chemicals in food, turf, potentially. I'll look this up. But
and one other thing I want to bring up, Dan, it's somewhat sports related. There's a new series on HBO. It's about the Showtime Lakers, the rise and build of the Lakers dynasty. With Magic Johnson. And John C. Reilly plays Jerry West.
No shit.
Jerry Bust. I'm sorry.
John
Jerry
C.
Bust.
Reilly's a great fucking actor.
Dude, and all it is rock and roll and titties and basketball. Because Magic Johnson, he slung that pole around.
Well, yeah, dude. He got AIDS.
Well, he did. But he's cured himself. You know what a guy. But no, but they start off, and John C. Reilly is just a party animal fiend. And I heard something because I think Adam Kay produced that series.
Okay.
And the role was originally supposed to go to Will Ferrell. But because he had some hang-up issues with or something, John C. Reilly wound up undercutting him in and taking it. They haven't talked since then. That's what I heard. This could be fake.
We're talking. That's a classic cult comedy relationship.
I'm telling you,
John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell.
the tag team champions of the comedy world, dude. They're great. So I think, but anyways, it's a great series. But what I noticed in that series, I forgot about this, dude. In the 80s like that, everything was in glass bottles. You had nothing with plastic.
Dude.
Gatorade bottles were glass bottles. Like everything was, it was different. And I just come to think like that little strange witch girl that ruined my life, but I love you very much. When I was around her, she got all her water delivered in glass containers from a spring, and I would drink like collagen, and she'd brush her teeth with some kind of weird toothbrush or toothpaste and scrape her tongue. But honestly, that's the healthiest my body and my hair has ever been in my entire life.
Dude,
when I was doing that off-kilter shit.
Yeah. You know, like all the plastics and stuff, there's BPAs in a lot of plastics. I think they're beginning to get rid of those, but that has a really negative effect on testosterone levels.
Yeah.
And then look at all
these cottage cheese body men like Bobby Flaco. I mean, what are we doing here? No, but another thing, I went down a damn rabbit hole with one of them hippie girls the other night. And dude, first off, I think the earth might be flat. I don't know. That's kind of scaring me. But then with the one thing listen, I don't know, but she made a compelling argument, you know, and then she just started blowing me. So what am I supposed to do? So I just kind of listened to what she was saying. But what I did kind of get deep down into is, dude, and I've, there's a couple hippie girls here in Austin. They've been doing it for a long time, but I always thought they were stupid. But, the deodorant, man. Like I went on this huge rabbit hole.
Aluminum.
How the deodorant sticks with the aluminum cause breast cancer, testicular cancer. Because I didn't realize those pores go right into your body.
Yeah.
Like you can boof drugs under your armpit. I didn't even know that. You could set something on there and absorb it.
Have you ever met somebody that's done it?
No, I haven't. I might have just made that up too. I don't even know if that's a real thing. We could probably Google that. But
well, if it's absorbing aluminum, why not?
That's what I'm saying. Why couldn't it absorb?
Think about this, dude. If you take an Epsom salt bath, your body can absorb magnesium, trace amounts. It's not a lot, but you can absorb, I think it's magnesium.
Yeah.
But if that's possible, theoretically, if you took like a cocaine bath, you could get high.
Oh, wow. I know.
Think about it.
I put a whole damn bag of magnesium salt in there. I just float to the top like a hyperbaric chamber. My mom was pissed. The fucking drain got all clogged. We'll be all right.
Hey, by the way, I did look up that stadiums with artificial turf, and there are soccer stadiums in Europe that use artificial turf.
No. And I'm not saying the world, the whole like countries around. I'm saying for the World Cup, the most prestigious soccer tournament
they
in the
don't
world,
allow it, right?
They don't allow it. Because if you look right here, if I'm looking at these stadiums and I'm looking at these teams, if it says the teams,
Belgium, Denmark,
okay,
France.
so but go to the clubs, see where it says clubs. None of those clubs are what you would consider. Like I don't even see one that is in an elite Division I. Because there's, the Premier League, there's the Deutsche League, there's, Italian Series A. There's nothing on here that shows any of those clubs are the big clubs.
Okay.
Because I would imagine.
Maybe it's a prestige thing, but nonetheless.
I would imagine. Well, did that say go up? Did that say Barcelona FC? No, Boys Italia. But anyways, like, I believe that turf is cheaper. Right? So cheaper to maintain.
I imagine that's the purpose.
Right? And these clubs are like lower level clubs. So, shit like that. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to get on the topic of that because I just thought, people are blowing. Aaron Rodgers, is on the Jets, great defense, supposed to be great. And then all of a sudden, boom, blows the keys out. The third play of the game is just tragic. So prayers be with him.
From what I'm reading right here, the benefits of turf from mass.gov. The fibrous root systems in turf provide excellent netting that reduces dust and stabilizes the soil on flat and sloping surfaces. Healthy turf has the ability to absorb and conserve water, filter water, and prevent runoff, which is why turf is used on slopes around parking lots and roadsides. Parking lots and roadsides, not sports football. Right. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if it basically is cost effective. And it probably is much, much easier to maintain. Yeah, and that's why you see the lower level. But the fact that, $1 billion... And no bugs. No bugs, yeah. But the fact that billion-dollar NFL teams have turf in their stadiums and not grass after a lot of these people have been getting hurt is just beyond me. But maybe the Players Association can do something with it because I know they... Well, it's regardless is probably good, especially if there's cancer-causing agents in it. I mean, I think, dude, even though we do joke around about all those crazy fucking hippie bitches and witches that we fuck, I think they're right on a couple of points. They got some things. The organic aspect of things is probably good. Dude, you ever use organic toothpaste? Yeah, it's terrible. Horrible. It's terrible. just to play devil's advocate here. But I will say my teeth were the whitest when using it. Really? Yeah. It tastes like shit. It's terrible. It tastes like cardboard. Like you ever drink Folgers? It's like that. Yeah. I mean, I drink black coffee that's just trash.
Oh, you're a man.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Man's man.
Dude, you know, I started drinking coffee when I was working on my grandpa's farm in Indiana. And this fucking dude would wake up at like 5 a.m, microwave a plastic cup of water and just dump instant coffee in it and just chug it. My grandpa's a psychopath, dude.
How long do you live for? Is he still alive?
He's still alive, dude. He's actually really healthy. It's weird.
Kicking, bro. It's crazy because my dad drinks soda water. I've seen my dad drunk 3 times in my life. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke cigarettes. He just drinks Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper like it's like there's a goddamn shortage. You know what I'm saying? And he's had 2 heart issues with stents. And my mom drinks a fucking 12-pack of Busch a day, smokes Carlton 100s or Virginia Slims, and is in the best health of both of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, but your mom does look like, I love Letty, shout out to Letty, but she does look like she smoked a billion cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying looks like, but health-wise, she's out in the garden. I mean, the goddamn backyard looks like the Rainforest Cafe. She built herself a hot tub out of a horse trough. The woman's, she's pioneering. You
know what's crazy? Going back to this testosterone thing, because when I was at that Austin Fit Fest doing those interviews, I talked to a lot of those guys about testosterone, because some of those people are natty, some of them aren't. But regardless, there's a lot of talk of test levels, whether it's natural or not. And I was talking to Alex Michael Turner about our grandparents' test levels. Our grandfathers, their test levels were like 35% higher than us, naturally.
Sure.
And I think that it has a lot to do with sedentary lifestyle that we live, and well, not us per se, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but with that being said, like there's 2 sides to this that I think that people don't really realize. It has been proven that the average male from our grandfather's era to the average male now, yes, their test was higher. But some of the athletes now,
way higher.
Way higher than the athletes back then. But I think that's science, and I think that's
technology.
Doing stuff to innovate that. But yeah, like just on a natural bit, like dude, when I went and got my blood work drawn today, I got to get it a month after I get my testosterone pellets put in. But when I first got my testosterone put in me or went to go get evaluated for it, they took my blood and ran us, and they were like, dude, I had at 27, 28 years old, I had the testosterone level of a 50-year-old man. But they thought
before you got on?
Before I got on them, right?
This was like 5 years ago?
Because I realized I was kind of hefty. In high school, I was cool. And then the first year in college, I was kind of cool. Got to the oil field. I was all right the first 2 years, but then I got moved up and I didn't have to do as much intense labor. I started directional drilling and MWDing. And like then I started getting fat. And then I got out of that relationship body. I had relationship body. Relationship body, real thing. You just, And so, but when I got out of the relationship, I was like, man, I got to get skinny again. I'm like 24, 25. And I was able to do it and got another relationship because I'm an idiot. And then once again broke up with relationship body, and I could not recover.
Oh, you went back to it,
dude. I've went through cycles of it. I mean, I've changed my identity and my appearance.
I get skinny, but I don't get fat. The only time I ever got fat in my life was when I was like 21. First started drinking. I was living in Nashville, in Franklin, outside of Nashville, and I was drinking like 30 beers every day. I just lived out in the middle of nowhere, dude, and I was baling hay every day. So I was like getting buff, but I had a beard. I was the weirdest looking skinny fat you've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, you are a very weird skinny fat looking guy.
Yeah,
you're on test now too, aren't you?
No.
Just okay. But yeah, dude. So it's a weird concept. So,
no, I'm taking Anavar.
Taking Anavar.
Very minor levels of it. Levels of it. No, and the reason I'm doing that is because the only reason I am taking that is because I've got sciatic pain up my leg real badly from when I jumped down that wall at the strip club, run away from the strippers, and I broke my ankle, not broken, but like I fucked it up bad, and I didn't have health insurance, so it healed back like crooked, wonky, and I think it shifted my hip. Long story short, that pain up my back has now developed into like pain in my piriformis muscle, which is your left lower back, and like, dude, it saps my energy. Like I wake up in the morning and I like have to stretch my leg every morning. I got to use that massage gun. I've got fasciitis in my foot. It's just my whole left side of my body's all fucked up. So when you have chronic pain like that, I don't know if you've ever met somebody that has chronic pain. They have no energy, dude, because all your energy goes to fucking dealing with
fighting the inflation. And
stuff. Right.
Dude, just cut the damn leg off. You don't save the toe or save the foot when the toe has gangrene. You cut the damn foot off. That's a fact.
Dude, we're at the point in technology, though, where they're going to be able to have, like, fucking bionic legs soon. I mean, dead serious.
Like Blade Runner and shit. But dude, a lot of that too, the stuff they need to kind of get into more, like Rogan and all them talk about all the time, is that
Stem cells,
bro. Stem cells where it's at, dude. And shout out my girl Shannon in Nashville. She used to date a guy that had one of them clinics down in Panama, and like she's like, yo, the research behind this is fucking nuts. I mean, and it is. It really is. It's what's wrong? You're looking at me like.
Did you hear that noise?
Yeah, I did for a sec, but
do you hear it right now?
Yeah, it's like a crunch sound.
The next thing we have here on the docket is you said your friend Savannah replaced a radiator.
Yeah, blue collar work. Yeah, shout out Savannah. A 25-year-old girl replaced her radiator, and I was like, really? Or no, transmission. I'm sorry, it was her transmission.
Oh shit!
Which is even more impressive, right? And there's dudes out here in Austin can't change a damn tire. I can't replace no damn transmission.
No,
but I know how to replace a fucking tire. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what blue collar thing have you done today? You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Like, it's just
fuck yeah.
Can you imagine if women had the same amount of testosterone and was just as strong as this? Whoa. Think about it.
What about old girl?
Whoa, dude, relax. No name.
I love her. She's awesome.
She's great, dude, but she will tackle you.
Yeah.
She's a fucking linebacker, dude.
Yeah, dude. What's the most blue collar thing I've done lately? I sprayed out the fucking coils on my air conditioning the other day because the AC went out.
Yeah, I tried to fix our dryer, but it was too far gone.
I replaced my sink last night. Dude, I fucking so the sink that I've had in there, right? The fucking it's like a deep bowl, like a single bowl.
Sure.
And it's got the sprayer on it. So the old sink was from like the fucking 80s. You know, you probably had one growing up, just a regular faucet. The stem. So I ripped that one out like 6 months ago and I put the new one in, but I never sealed it or clipped it in. So I just dropped it in and connected all the lines. And I finally went and sealed it out with the silicone seal. And I got fucking white silicone seal. I thought it was clear, but it was white. You notice all that white shit around my sink?
Yeah. What an idiot.
Yeah, I know, right? But dude, that's probably fucking most blue collar shit I've done lately.
Tim Allen Taylor over here. You know, dude, fucking Woody Allen.
What about you? You know some fucking shit.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a couple things. I'm not like mix or fix. I mean, I can fix some basic shit, but I can't, I can't wire a house or nothing.
You can use a hammer.
I can drill a water well.
Hey, what about when we fucking set up the generator to run that fucking Kiss by K?
That was terrible.
Let's talk about that, dude.
Poor girl. That was just a shit show. We'll have to redo it. She chopped off way too much of my hair. Looked like a lesbian. But
yeah. She said she was gonna cut an inch off. She cut what?
She
3
cut
inches
like
off?
6 inches off, dude. I'm walking around looking like I'm like trying to press people to softball.
Yeah, and I went to Home Depot and I was like, hey, dude, tell me what connection I need. And you're like, all right, yeah. So you're telling me what connection I need. I'm walking back and forth. I asked the guy at Home Depot. They don't know dick. They never do anymore.
No.
You noticed that, by the way?
They fucking suck.
Dude, when I was a kid, teenager, I went to Home Depot and I would ask, hey, do we have this? Do you guys have this piece? Where would I get this? They always knew. I don't know if it's just Austin compared to where I grew
real
up.
Blue collar, yeah.
Dude, they never have fucking any idea about anything. When I went and got when I replaced all the fucking electrical sockets up here,
yeah,
they were like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
And for the listeners listening that aren't from Texas or don't know what we're speaking of, like it's a very different kind of dynamic down here in the Austin area versus literally there's Austin and it's kind of, liberal such and such. And then you literally can go 25 minutes outside of Austin and it's all gun-toting, blue collar people and shit. So it's a very weird dynamic from in city to out.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think like when they say stuff like with electoral votes and shit for like all the, presidential stuff, it really is how those big cities. And dude, another thing I think about that, like, you get people, and we'll talk about Tim Kennedy in a sec because he was on the Come and Talk It one. But like, dude, people don't know how to have no basic like survival like tactics
at all.
Dude, people are so reliant. Like I watched The Big Short the other night and I forgot how great of a movie that is. Ryan Gosling and Christian Bale and Steve Carell. Great movie, Big Short, about the collapse of the housing market in 2008. Fucking phenomenal movie. But like Brad Pitt makes a cameo in it too. He's like one of the he's not Rick Barry, he's that other guy, but he talks about like he thinks portrays a guy that used to be a day trader in Singapore and he got out of the business because all the fraudulent bullshit. But he thought that the next war would be fought, or the next big basis of control would be over water, the rights of water wells and how you distribute water.
Water wars.
Because dude, if water, you can live without food for up to like 3 or 4 days, but you can't live without water for longer.
No, you can live without food for a while because people can. I was watching an interview.
Or you can fast, yeah.
I was watching an interview with The Game, the rapper, the other day. Dude, he
it.
said he fasted for 40 fucking days.
Yeah, you can.
That's
But
insane.
You have to have like some kind of like you have to like lemon or lime juice. But yeah, you can lose a bunch of weight like that. But without like 2 or 3 days without water, you're dead. And if you restrict people's ability to have access to water, then you're rationing out. I mean, I'm no doomsday prepper scenario, but like, dude, I know I can go off. And I know I can filtrate water from a small creek or river, and I know I can hunt. I can run a trout line. I can skin a buck. Country boy can't survive type shit. It's just like, dude, some people are so like dependent on like that inner city type dynamic, bro. And I'm just like, dude, y'all are fucked when it comes.
Well, that's because in my opinion, the way the system's set up in the government, it essentially creates a system in itself that forces people to rely on it. The government only ever really creates problems that the government can fix, and then it centralizes power to itself.
And that's why also they don't really teach you how to keep a checkbook or do your taxes.
They don't teach you home ec anymore, woodworking, shop, nothing.
They make you fat, dumb, and stupid.
Yeah, and sick.
And sick, bro. It's just like...
Hey, speaking of, real quick, before I forget, with no food and no water, the maximum time the body can survive is thought to be about 1 week. With water only, but no food, survival time may extend up to, guess,
I don't know what.
2 to 3 months.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's fucking insane.
That's
90 days without eating, you'd be emaciated.
So they tried to, you know, with all the stuff with the pandemic and stuff, they tried to, you know, force us, everybody do this and then implement and then ration out COVID tests and restrict you from doing things. But dude, if they get to the point where, hey, we're out of water, we got restrictions on water, you can only have water on
people
Tuesday.
Will kill.
I mean, dude, you will, when it comes down to it, people are going to get cutthroat for that shit. So hopefully we don't come to that. But let's talk about this damn, the fires down in Maui. I saw a video. I don't know if we can pull it up or not, but they talk about finding like aluminum like cars and glass being molded a certain way or what
melted, I think.
What was all that about, dude? What did that?
A fire that melted metal. The heat of roads melted sandals and burnt people's civilization. Oh, wow. Let me try to find a video here that's what we're looking for. Also, I don't know if you knew this, but I believe that they were saying that the police chief who was down there was also the police chief during like another incident of some sort.
Oh, like crisis actor stuff?
I don't know.
I don't really know if I believe all that, dude.
Dude, you know, this reminds me a lot of 9/11.
9/11? Yeah, I was big in that conspiracy theories, how like molten lava was found in the cores and shit and steel beams were cut perfectly in half or at an angle, like a controlled. There's all kinds of shit that goes into it. I don't want to be that conspiracy podcast, but there's some shit they're not telling us. I'm sure of it. The aliens are real. Who gives a shit? My Lord.
Can fire really melt glass?
Yeah.
Firefighternow.com. Can fire melt glass? Fire can melt glass. However, glass has a melting point of only 2,552 to 2,912 degrees Fahrenheit. This means most sources of fire will not burn hot enough to reach that point. Interestingly, glass will only melt. It will not burn.
Yeah. So, but they were finding glass in cars that were on the roadsides that had burned that hot and it melted. And a forest fire in an open environment like that inflames a car. It's still not going to do that. So it's just like, what was really going on down there?
I mean, you're saying that this could be a...
Well, I'm just saying, like, when's
false
the last...
flag of sorts?
I mean, I want to say, like, dude, it was a beachfront community, so you have a humidity, and I guess the wind could kick up, but it's humid. So, like, how was everything just burning to a crisp like that? I don't know, man. I mean, it just got me kind of wamboozled a little bit. What really wamboozled me is when she cut 6 inches off my hair. Now I look like I play softball.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let me pull something up here real quick.
But yeah, like I said, comment in the comment section if you like this kind of style, or we should bring Bobby back, just beat the dog shit out of him, make fun of him, tell him he wears his little brother's clothes and stuff. But I don't know, we're just trying to switch it up, do a little different, or have a serious one maybe once a month or something, and just get it. Hell, we're even going to open up a Patreon. You can go on there and you can submit questions and stuff like that. We'll give you shout outs on air. Hell, we're just trying to do everything we can to get the people involved. Windowless cars in Maui aftermath pictures didn't mean fires were caused by weapons. So
What does that fucking mean?
I don't fucking know.
Wildfires are not the claim. This is from fullfact.org. Wildfires are not hot enough to melt glass yet. Images of Maui show burnt out cars. The heat from a car when it comes to fire may cause the windows to break, but there are examples of car windows melting in heat of a fire can reach temperatures that can melt glass. I mean, I guess it's...
but it's all about how... Dude, we live in a time period where people just read headlines and don't actually do research for themselves. I hated having to cite references when I had to write English papers and shit. I didn't want to do that research. I didn't give a shit. I was going to make up the top of my head, make it sound good. I just kind of feel like something like Oprah owns thousands of acres on Maui. Well, damn, I'll be damned.
Yeah, this was the... Okay, so the people talking about the idea that glass can't melt or whatever, I don't know the scientific found basis behind that. You know, I guess it's possible what they're saying here. But what I think was interesting is that I've been reading that Oprah and a couple of other people own land out in Maui, and like they were making money off of it in some capacity from this fire.
Well, there was like old, people that have been there for long periods of time that they were trying to buy out their acreage for the beachfront to make more money on with resorts and stuff like that. And those people wouldn't sell. They're very humbling, people of the island that have been there for, years and years and years. And they didn't want to give up their property. So they're like, well, if we can burn it all down and not be worth anything, they have to rebuild. We'll just buy them out. That was kind of the basis and the clause of all that, which, that makes sense. Hell, if they don't want to get out of the way, make them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's crazy.
It's nuts, dude. We live in a world we're all going to hell. Who gives a shit? I already got a cot there. Who cares?
I'm looking for there's from Newsweek. It says map shows Oprah's Maui properties as Hawaii wildfire spreads. I'm gonna see if there's an actual map of the property she owns.
That's crazy.
It doesn't really say on here.
Could be fake. Hell, we could just be making.
Maybe this is where the fire is, and I don't know where her property is. I don't know. It's just something that we saw. We wanted to bring up.
Pretty interesting.
Hey, by the way, when I was looking this up, on here, there's a video. It says how Oprah made a fortune in Montecito after a fire, like in Maui. Check this out.
Well, just play it. It's only a minute.
Okay, fuck. That's the.
Oprah just picked up 870 acres in Maui. She paid $6.6 million. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Oprah Winfrey has been consistently making headlines due to her involvement in Maui's real estate amidst the ongoing wildfire situation. As more revelations come to light.
Yeah, we'll see it there, but basically, yeah. So, but look, she's already rich. Rich make more money. That's what
people make more. Dude, speaking of Montecito, that's a city down from Santa Barbara where I went to community college. That's where I met Eli and all them. Yeah. And Kyle. And, dude, there's a bunch of famous people that live in Montecito, right? Like Adam Sandler, Oprah, fucking Ellen DeGeneres, right? When I was living out there, I lived in this fucking this city that's next to Santa Barbara. Damn, I can't remember what the fuck the name of it was. I'm gonna look up a map real quick just so I can show you.
Look up a globe, dude. You're a fucking globe.
Goleta, right here. Okay, so you see this right here?
Yeah.
This is where I lived. Mm-hmm. This is actual Santa Barbara itself. This is Montecito. So this is where all the fucking rich people and famous people live. But my point though was when I lived in Goleta, I lived with this arborist and his wife, and it was a crazy fucking insane situation. Like they had a trailer like I had outside, except smaller, and like their daughter was like a heroin addict that lived in there. It was a crazy situation. This dude used to trim trees for famous people in Montecito, and he said that when he was on a job at Ellen DeGeneres' house, they had a bunch of Mexicans doing tile or something, and she was a complete fucking bitch to them and was like, what do you even speak fucking English? What are you, stupid? Shit like that. And she didn't think that they spoke English. And I guess at some point, one of the guys was like, yeah, I do.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And I heard I was told this like 8 years ago. And so my buddy, the arborist, he kept telling me like, yeah, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's true. And then boom, all that shit came out about her show being a toxic work environment and all how crazy is that?
Some people suck, dude.
Well, dude, imagine being fucking like in the spotlight like that and being super rich and having all this influence and control, and you know that the fucking public eye is always on you no matter what, and still being a complete fucking bitch and not thinking it's ever going to get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the audacity. You're just arrogant at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be touched, but everybody can, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Let's
Can we talk about Tim Kennedy?
Yeah, let's segue real quick. Let's kind of shake it up here. We were going to do like a top 5, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what's a great top 5? What's your top 5 corns, dude?
Corn?
Corn. You know what I'm talking about, corn.
Oh, corn.
Give me top 5.
Man.
Your top 5 searches of corn.
Did you already think about this? You got a couple in the...
I got a couple in the chamber.
All right,
dude.
you hit me with a few.
My first one is old men, young chicks. I almost said dudes. What an idiot. What a loser. No, old dudes, young chicks. I don't know why. Just that's my go-to.
Really?
I'm just weird like that.
like sugar daddy?
No, like just old, decrepit old men in the fucking nursing home on their deathbed, and the hot nurse just comes in there, because that's how I want to go out. You know what I'm saying? Dude, speaking of that, my aunt, she's a physical therapist. She told me one time that there's a lot of fucking and STDs run rampant in these nursing homes.
Really?
Like, she was dead ass serious about it. And she told me that she was taking care of this woman, and this woman was getting sweet on this younger. I mean, I say younger. He's probably like 10 years younger, or is still could maneuver that thing around. And she was like in her late 80s. He was probably in his mid 70s. And she come in there one day, and there was 2 beds pushed together, and he was pitching a tent just hard as a goddamn concrete pillar, dude, just standing straight up, and he like the woman woke up. She started screaming, "Ah! Ah!" And my aunt just kind of had to cycle out. But what it is, like, they had this thing. He had this thing like inserted, like kind of like a penis pump, but like it was like a bicycle pump that you could it had a connection into his wiener that you could blow up, and he forgot to take the air out of the son of a bitch before she walked in. And I was like, oh my Lord, dude. So yeah, I'm really, nursing home porn's kind of my thing.
Dude, imagine with all the dementia.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine just people fucking and not even remembering they fucking each other.
Fucking the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy shit, Yeah, it's got to be some crazy shit in there. But yeah, what's your top corn? We don't need 5. Give me your top corn, dude.
I used to watch a lot of MILF.
Oh, you like the MILF stuff?
Yeah.
That's probably why you like me, dude. The MILF Slayer.
I don't know what else really. I kind of just only watch. I just watch whatever pops up. I like some of those BJ compilations.
Yeah, that's kind of my second favorite go-to, dude. I'm a big BJ guy. But dude, do you remember? Because
yeah, I guess I only really watch probably those 2 kinds of things, dude. I usually watch one of the first one that pops up on fucking, like maybe one that's like a dude's going to like the cliche plumber or like the pizza guy, like stuff like that, like basically just a bunch of stuff with a bunch of whores. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't like any of the intimate stuff or the
I don't need the production value of the music. Just fucking give me the money.
As long as the girl's just being a complete whore.
Whore. We love it. Yeah. But I was a buddy of mine. He's a little older than I am. He's got a kid. He's like 12, 13. He said he caught him the other day just sitting out on a lawn chair, butt-ass naked, holding 2 sticks of butter with his wiener in his jeans and his jean zipper. And I'm just like, what is going on here? I mean, just sitting out on the lawn chair, 2 sticks of butter, kicked back with his wiener tucked in between his zipper of his fucking jeans or some shit. And I just got to thinking, I was like, you remember that age? I was doing some weird shit. I used to scale on the floor naked with my hard wiener, just kind of like I was Spider-Man or something, just dragging my wiener everywhere. And then, like, nowadays, people can just jerk off at the, touch of a button on that phone, dude. But I remember when we first got AOL Instant Messenger, the dial-up, dude, it would take almost half a day to just download one picture of a naked woman, like, on World Sex or some shit like that. Like, I remember seeing my first monkey, my big monkey right there on the... And it took like a day and a half. And then LimeWire would give your fucking computer viruses.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, I ruined 3 family computers just trying
I only did 1, but yeah, same difference. I mean, I'd be like downloading some... like a Sublime album. Yeah. And then I'd see one that was like big black titties getting fucked. And I was like, well, might as well check it out.
And like, dude, at that age, like you remember things that like sight flash into your fucking brain. So like the first porno I ever seen, this girl was just getting railed out in the back of this like El Camino, dude. And I just have a thing for El Caminos now. You know what I'm saying? I was like, holy shit. Yeah, that's weird times we're living in.
Yeah, I only got 2 though in my top 5 there. I really don't watch a bunch of different genres.
I really don't either.
I usually click something on the first 2 pages. Dude, I used to be real bad about it when I was younger because I don't really watch much porn anymore. But when I was younger, I watched a shitload, and I would get into like the 20th page of porno.
Oh wow, you're going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
there.
but now I've pretty much don't watch it. I mean, I don't think any of us really watch porn anymore because we get laid too much.
Yeah, well, look at us, just fucking cool guys, couple hunks.
Not trying to be arrogant, but you know what I mean.
You know what I mean, dude?
Dude,
No.
did I tell you that the other day? I might not want to open that can of worms.
Whoa.
Now that I'm thinking about
All
it.
right, don't open it, dude. I saw your fucking parking tickets on the table, dude. You don't have to open shit.
That was child support back pay.
Scumbag mustache, dude.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you guys want to go check out the interview, the podcast I did about child support, I claim child support is a complete scam because it is actually. The child support, they put interest on your payments and then they collect the excess money and they put it into judges' retirement pensions. It's totally a scam. That's why they award the moms 100% custody, because if it's 50-50, they can't collect any money. They want to collect money. But nonetheless, if you want to go look at the comments on that video on my YouTube channel, they're fucking hilarious. Yeah. I mean, it's hundreds of people just calling me a deadbeat dad.
Just tearing you a new asshole.
Yeah. And I just respond to all of them and say, that's incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
We do love it.
You want to hit on touch on Tim Kennedy?
Yeah, well, it was more so predicated to the testosterone thing and like the survival stuff. Like,
yeah,
he's got that school
sheepdog response.
Yeah, dude, and it's like he's building and franchising out these new curriculum schools and stuff to teach kids like values and foundation and stuff, and like not the curriculum they're like pushing on the kids in school and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
he's teaching stuff that is
like survival, like just like athletic, like all kinds of shit like this. I mean,
let's see here. Where's the about page here?
Yeah. Oh, he's got private training. This is more of his.
It's about empowering people to protect and preserve life. We don't get to choose when violence happens. That's why we need to be prepared in every situation to protect our loved ones. We provide the situational awareness, firearms, and hand-to-hand combat training so you can protect the ones who matter most. It's just a way to teach people really practical self-defense. They've got locations in.
Oh, so no, this isn't what I'm talking about. This is like his training class for, you know, gun and just like I guess like sustainable farming and shit like that, I believe it was. But he's actually got a school in Dallas. A buddy I used to work with has just enrolled his kids there, and they teach your kids a curriculum of like, you know, like kind of like stuff from Eagle Scouts and like gun safety and like physical activity. Yeah, and it's like it's a different school curriculum model for children that like my buddy pulled all his kids out of.
Do you remember what it's called?
It's just type in Tim Kennedy School. It should come up. Yeah, there it is. That was his opening a private school. Here it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Private school. And here's how it works.
Let me read this off.
Yeah, just
here.
read a little bit of it and see what it is.
All right, let's see where it starts.
Keep going. Okay, there. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Another training program. Okay. He's starting at kids' school. Children in first grade through sixth will have the opportunity to attend Kennedy's private school, a 16,000 square foot building equipped with a giant recreational room and even a ship. We have a full-blown pirate ship that has cannons, like real cannons on there. These kids are going to lose their ever-loving minds. The idea came from his own observations of the public school system, which he called heartbreaking, and recently he's taken his children out of public schools. As you may expect, Kennedy's school is less like the traditional sit in a desk all day, and more like do some multiplication and then get moving. So yeah, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, so basically, because the idea was like, you know, our kids spend 8 hours to 9 hours a day with another human being. Like they probably spend more time with their teachers and shit than they do with their parents at home. So there's valuable lessons like family oriented shit. And he's just like, yo, we gotta get these kids, like that's the age that their minds can be molded, you know, most significantly. So he's like, yo, let's actually show them like how to be a decent human being and survive and do things and not have to rely on like what we were talking about, the government and stuff like that, and actually get into like, you know, like raising kids where we're not a bunch of fucking pussies. Dude. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. So
he's an interesting guy.
He very much is. When Cowboy Cerrone messaged me at one time to come down and do that airsoft stuff when I met up with him, he was like, yo, I think Tim Kennedy's going to come out in his helicopter. We're going to shoot hogs out of a helicopter. I said, this is fucking incredible.
Did y'all end up doing it?
No, he wound up having something that come up. But I mean, yeah, it's on. Hopefully we can get to that one day.
Well, yeah, that'll happen. I mean, he's connected with Black Rifle and all those boys.
Yeah, all them boys and stuff. And those are great boys too. That goddamn, do you see the YouTube video.
Matt Best with Matt Best.
Great, dude. Shout out.
Yeah, that was good. I like
he goes,
it.
I need a real scumbag to come play this Jody. I said, you found him, buddy. So, what a fucking piece of shit.
Tim Kennedy got a lot of hate back in the day because he did a podcast where he made some sort of what you could refer to as like rhino comments about the Second Amendment and gun control. And I don't know if they were taken out of context or what the deal was. I remembered watching them at one point and being like, what the fuck? But then when he came on the pod with me and Cargill on Come and Talk It, he said abolish the ATF. That's pretty fucking...
It's pretty radical.
Yeah, like, I agree with that. I mean, I don't know if he did used to think one way and now he's different, or, I mean, maybe he's just saying it. I don't know. But, I mean, it was a really good fucking interview, and I was really impressed. So, like, anybody that's watching this, go check it out. It's Come and Talk It, special interview with Tim Kennedy. But he said what he said was stuff that I would be completely in line with, We
got to get him on this one, dude. It'd be a great.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. And also, Boss Rutan's down in fucking New Braunfels. I was talking to Josh about he wants us to come and do his podcast at his studio up north. Josh Jobe, Austin Fitness Community, the guy that I did the interviews for.
Yeah, let's do that. That'd be fun.
Well, he was like, yeah, dude, come do the pod, and I'll talk to Boss, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that'll happen, but that interview I did with Boss Rutan was fucking super cool, too. The story about him that car wreck.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucking insane.
Dude, some of his stories on Rogan was crazy. And then that he invented, or he basically coined the liver punch.
Really?
Yeah, that was him, man. He was known for that in Pride.
Do you remember his fucking part in Grand Theft Auto 4? The Man Show? You know how you could go into the safe house and watch TV?
I didn't.
Do you remember that?
Nuh-uh.
So they did like a digitized version of him doing his YouTube video, the Lethal Street Fighting. You punch them in the head. You knee them in the head. You punch their liver. You hit beer bottle over their head. He basically did that, but they did it in not a cartoon form, in a video game form. They like created a little TV series within a video game. So it's a world within a world, but it's fucking hilarious.
Well, it's funny you say it, because it was confirmed on the new Grand Theft Auto that's coming out, one of the radio stations is going to be Joe Rogan's podcast.
No shit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
That is
so,
badass.
That's badass. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of comedians and Joe Rogan and people who say that you're a fun guy, and who say you're funny, Shane Gillis came out with a new special.
Yeah, fucking hilarious, dude. I mean, he's revolutionizing, bringing back the word retard, and I'm all.
I love it.
I love it, dude.
I mean, who better to do that than a guy who looks like a washed up fucking high school volleyball coach?
I love
you know what I'm saying?
He's fucking hilarious, fun as shit, great fucking dude. I mean,
I think he is currently the funniest person in the world. Man,
he's top 3 for sure. Because
who else you putting up there? That's what our top 5 should have been. Top 5 comics.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I watched this special the other day on Amazon, and the fact that like I'm trying to do comedy now and kind of see the art form of it and shit, how you have to like maneuver.
It's a craft
everything. Fucking Nate Bargatze. Or I don't know if I'm...
The guy that got...
he's a clean comic.
But you're talking about the Mexican kid that...
No. He's an older guy. He's a white guy. Nate Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze?
Bargatze, yeah. I fuck shit up all the time. Right there. Dude, he does it clean. And he's got this damn joke about taking his wife golfing. About she shows up late and he's going to be late for the tee time, so I'll take my driver, meet me on the fairway. She's gone. She doesn't come back to like the 6th hole. He plays every shot with his fucking driver. He's like, you know how hard it is to putt with a driver? You know how hard it is on a par 3 with a fucking drive? But he doesn't cuss. He doesn't cuss once, dude. And I was just like,
that's impressive.
The amount, and like, but it was genuinely funny what he was saying. His reactions are everything good. So I'd have to put him. He's in the top 3 for sure, and then Gillis right there with him.
Who else you got up there?
I mean, Segura for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So,
dude, I'm still putting Bill Burr in.
But he hasn't come out with a special in a minute though.
He had Red Rocks.
Oh yeah, he had the Red Rocks.
Dude,
Bill
Burr's I think he's the funniest person of all time. Same.
Yeah,
he really is my favorite. Yeah. And you have a big Chris Farley.
I love Chris
influence as well, dude. Tommy Boy was my favorite movie until I was. It might still be one of my favorite movies ever.
Tommy Boy and Dumb and Dumber was what I was like raised on.
Yeah.
So I mean that was
pretty much hey, look where we're at now.
Hey, just a couple of losers.
Who else is up there?
Well,
Why do you ever notice that people hate on Rogan's stand-up? I don't get it. I've seen him live, and he is funny as fuck, and he controls the room. There's a presence.
When I first watched a couple of specials when they came out on Netflix, like early Rogan, I didn't think it was all that too hot. But, dude, I seen him live at the Creek before the mothership was built, and he was just fucking had that room eaten out of his hand.
You know what I really respect about him is that he does the questions at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Literally will let anybody answer a question.
Yeah, and that's a pretty cool aspect of it.
Fuck yeah.
Move around. But, I mean, shit, dude.
Dude, being that accessible at that level of fame and connecting with your audience still is a special thing to do.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, he's good. He's good with the stage presence and, like, getting everybody kind of involved. He doesn't just go up there and do his bit. He kind of gets into it with you and stuff like that, so that's a pretty cool avenue.
You know, I don't know who would be the third person I put up there. Like, Gillis is fucking hilarious. I mean, everything that dude says is funny,
Ari
man.
Shaffir is fucking hilarious, too. I mean, he really is.
Dude, did you ever see the fucking skits he did on that boat?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
God damn.
yeah.
But, I mean, I liked Robin Williams growing up and Eddie Murphy.
Dude,
like,
that makes the whole Tony Hinchcliffe canceled thing even funnier, that he was the one who posted the video to be like, you never heard the backstory of that?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so when I shot that video, that I don't know if this is public knowledge, but Pong Dang shot the video at Tony, edited it up so he looked like an asshole, which is that video was total bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And then I was working with Big Laugh at the time, and I had shot the full set of Pong Dang and Tony. I was in my kitchen. Big Laugh calls me, and they're like, "Hey, dude, do you have that set? Because look at Twitter. Tony's being canceled, yada, yada, yada." I put together Pong Dang set next to Tony's unedited, and then they gave me an email. I sent it to I don't even know who the fuck it was, but I sent it over to some management company, and to Tony got a hold of it or whatever. I've talked to Tony about it since then. And I don't remember what the exact situation happened, but basically it ended up in the hands of Ari Shaffir, and he posted it online.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah, and he was he's like, look, this is what the media won't show you. And
exactly.
Because and then if you dig into it even further, again, I'm not totally going to talk too much about this because I don't know all the total details there, or at least I can't remember them. I've probably had this conversation fucking 50 times, and I just fried my joint on drugs, you old son. But fucking Pong Dang was having Chinese news outlets repost it. It was almost a conspiracy, bro. It was fucking insane, dude.
It's crazy when you get marked. When you get as a marked man, they put you in them crosshairs. They do.
Fuck
it all
yeah, dude. I mean, they yeah. So, but
and that's the thing. But
isn't that ironic that of all people to be like, don't cancel this guy? It was Ari.
Yeah.
That's poetic, dude.
But he's a homie. That's why, dude. Ari's a homie. But to kind of elaborate a little more on that, stuff with I was watching this thing talking about how you can edit and cut things to make it perceive a certain narrative.
Right.
They've got they're getting to the point with some of these supercomputers and shit and this digital inlay where they for a video
the deep fakes,
like the woman when the woman came out. It was with the Washington Post. Remember the woman on the airplane that freaked the fuck out and was like, "Yo, that guy back there isn't real," and she was cussing and screaming. Did you ever see that? It was a big news that she said that guy's not real.
Oh yeah, on the plane. Yeah.
Okay, well she gave an apology 2 weeks later. But if you
and they were saying she was a deep fake,
that it didn't even look like her, and then they got the IP address of where she recorded that video from.
And where did it come from?
It was 15 minutes from or it was the
15 White House?
blocks from the White House.
That's so weird.
It's dude, they're gonna get us, bro. They're just gonna airplane lady deep fake. That's how many fucking facts we got, ladies and gentlemen. Lady on the plane deep fake.
This is not the place to come for
Tom
facts.
Cruise, dude.
The Tom Cruise deep fake is fucking insane. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's crazy. He's actually taller in person.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know, man. How long we been going, dude?
We probably got we had a little bit of a false start, so this time isn't accurate, and we had to split the audio, but we might be getting close to an hour.
Okay.
I mean, as long as we get into all of these. Did you want to talk about Shane Gillis' special?
I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I just say go watch it because, I mean,
Is that good? I haven't seen it yet.
It's fucking great, dude. It's so good.
Dude, you know what is a testament to the fact that you don't need big production companies or Hollywood or big promo teams behind you and organic content. Content really is king. His special at Creek in the Cave was relatively speaking, a low budget special, but it is fucking hilarious. And it got, how many fucking views on YouTube? You know
millions,
what I mean?
yeah. No, that's the thing, man. It's we live in a time now where at least comics, I know with me, well, I mean, then if you want to
14 million
yeah, I mean,
views.
he's just a fucking.
How funny is it, dude? Like, getting canceled has become a good thing. He got fired from SNL, and now he's the biggest comic in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Tony, all the bullshit with Tony and
he
Pong
blew
Gang
up.
happened,
He's
and then Kill Tony blew up even more.
Yeah, it's because, like, sometimes when you come back from the grave, man, people like that redemption thing, especially when they know you weren't in the wrong. But I will say on his new special, what I thought was fucking cool, he walks out to Tops Drop by Fat Pat.
No shit.
H-Town rap, old school H-Town rap. I was like, dude, this dude's a fucking.
Where's
homie.
he from?
I don't know where Shane's from.
How was the beer Olympics?
Oh, it
with
was
him?
fucking incredible. I mean, Taylor Lewan and Will Compton just beat the shit out of him. They kept throwing him in the pool and tackling. Then I see Michael Chandler picking up Taylor Lewan and throwing him around like a ragdoll. That Michael Chandler's a fucking animal, dude, and the nicest guy.
Wait, are those? Who's the busting with the boys guy?
That's Will Compton and Taylor Lewan.
those are the guys who were drinking with at Vulcan.
Yeah, that's who we're drinking with at
Okay.
Vulcan. Yeah, they're good people, and yeah, there was a little controversy with some cheating and stuff. We won't go into details. I'll let you watch it for yourself.
Wait, what?
But, yeah, like they moved the table on one of my beer pong shots, and I was like, okay, that's fucking how we're doing. Then one of them, they go, oh yeah, we'll give you a free bounce, and they swatted the shit out of it. But that's on me for thinking that they would let me pull some slick shit like that. But on one of the cups, the edits were good on everything. Their whole team, their whole crew is great. Videographers and like their editors, they're fucking spectacular. And they're younger cats. You met them. We met them about the show tonight.
Yeah,
good dudes.
Hovey.
Yeah, good dudes.
Smart guy.
Fucking great fucking videographers, great editors. But it just we were painted as villains. Our team was super villain, and we're painted as that. And I love James Neal, fucking great hockey player, great guy. But goddamn, dude, I made 8 cups during beer pong. He made 1, and we get to final cup, and I shoot, and I can tell when I release, I'm like, that's money. And Will kind of bumps the table a little bit. He was trying to do a little distraction. He bumped the table, and the ball literally went over the right of the top of the cup. And they didn't give me no reshot or nothing. And a couple shots later, they hit 3 cups, came back, hit it, and then boom. But, I mean, we had a chance to bear him there. And then there was some shit where James was, like, in front of the ball when they were doing that throw game against Kittle and all them. So it was kind of... there was a little heated controversy. But I mean, what's drinking with your boys without a little roughhousing, a little horse playing? You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was good shit. Yeah, it was great. Hopefully they invite me back next year. It'll be a good ass time. So, but yeah, dude. I mean, fuck. I think shit.
We got 2 more things here.
2 more things.
We got. Dude, we're because
I just got to get. I got that haircut with Abel.
Oh shit! What time's that at?
7 and 7:30ish. I might just tell him to come here.
Yeah, shit. Tell him to come here. I need to get cut up anyway.
All right, let me text him.
Because we got 3 more segments here. One of which I think I came up with when I was drunk, so I don't remember what exactly it was. Best worst. Okay. Best of the week, worst of the week, or something like that. Best thing that happened or worst thing that happened. I don't remember. And then I got Am I the Asshole? We're gonna do some Reddit Am I the Asshole questions. We're gonna react to those. Okay. And then guilty pleasures. What do you wanna do next here?
Guilty pleasures.
All right,
hit me with something like that. We just making
guilty pleasure.
Yours is a strip club, right? You're a big strip club guy. Dude, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. I've been to fucking many of those things in my life. I really have. And I just tell them I'm a fry cook, because I've been taken a time or two to the cleaners at the strip club, but probably the most memorable or iconic moment of a strip club for me when I was working in Ohio, and there was this. I've said this before on record, but I'll say it again just because there is a casino in West Virginia called the Mountaineer. It's a horse track casino, and across the street is a strip club, and it was like $50 or $60 cover to get in. It may have even been a little more. It might have been $100, but I was like, "Yo, that is irate." I was like, "I guess small podunk town, whatever." But we're here. We've won some money. Let's go. Well, when I got in there, I didn't realize you pay the $100 covers, and it's all you can drink for free. For free. You can drink whatever you want.
That's clearly a scam.
It's a fucking scam. The only thing is you had to buy the girls' drinks. You had to pay that out of pocket, but that's fine.
So you're going to get fucking
obliterated.
And then you're going to blow all your fucking money.
Blow all your coin. But they had a fucking jacuzzi in the back room, a whirlpool jacuzzi.
You told me this story.
And it didn't even have
foam. Disgusting.
It didn't even have foam on top. It had the consistency of egg drop soup. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like... But something inside of me is like, I got to get in there with a few ladies, dude. I got to bathe. You know what I'm saying? And I get in there and
we're a bunch of half-grown fetuses floating around.
Oh, my God. Yeah, just afterbirth in there, just umbilical cords in the fucking drainage and shit.
It's got a smoky afterbirth.
And it smelled like, country roads, take me home. But I get in there and dude, like, no bullshit. I was in there with a couple salt, pepper, cinnamon, and whatever pepper. And And I get in there, dude, and legitly, like, I don't fuck or do anything like that, and I don't get any STD or anything like that. But literally, like, a couple of days later, I was shaving. I cut myself shaving, and I was kind of feeling lethargic. And I had this cut where I cut myself shaving that wouldn't heal, like just a scab, and it started turning like green and shit. Like
did you get
pus
staph?
I got staph infection.
Yeah, I think
bro.
you did tell me this story. That doesn't surprise me though. I mean, how are places like that even allowed to exist, like with modern day regulations? Because that's a fucking germ cesspool.
Cessed.
I mean, look, I'm not
Cesspool.
saying I wouldn't get in there, but that's fucking disgusting. Also, I'm immune to all STDs, and I'm not concerned about getting staph because I've had it before. I had it in my elbow one time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not worried about something like that.
Yeah,
but like the average person, that's going to fucking destroy them.
Yeah, I mean, but those people are built different up there. I will say, when I went
Where was this again?
That was in West Virginia. And then the only other one super memorable is it was when I was training at Chesapeake. It was at the directional drilling school for 2 weeks when I learned a directional drill. They sent you to a class. But at that time, I already really knew. I didn't even have to study anything. All the dudes were getting mad in the class. I was like, motherfucker, I've been on a rig for 6 years. I know how all this shit works, you know?
Right.
We went out to celebrate after the test one night, and it was like they didn't really have any private rooms. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't get full nude or anything like that. There's no real clothes everywhere, but you could go upstairs, but it's like open seating upstairs. And I remember this Brazilian chick was like grinding on me to Guns N' Roses, and I tucked that little wiener up into my belt, but my belt like upward, and she was like frictioning, like dry humping the shit. I fucking blew a load like I have never. I'm still picking it out of my belly button. It was incredible.
Dude, there's a...
Yeah, am I an asshole?
Dude, there's a spot here in town where
the freaks come out at night, or what?
Well, there's a spot I used to go to with an old friend of mine. He's since passed. But we used to go into this place, and a lot of Cuban women. Let me just put it that way. Anybody watching this, don't say the name. I don't know if you're familiar, but anybody watching this can probably figure it out. But I used to go into this place, dude, and these Cuban women, I would walk in, and they would just grab my dick. And they'd rub all they'd be, hey Poppy.
Whoa.
And they would just take me in the back and fucking jerk me off, or whatever.
I got
cheap.
I won't say their names, but they're friends with our good friend Eric Brunell, who was opening up for me in Vegas this weekend, which this podcast will come out tomorrow. So that in Vegas weekend, and the next weekend will be in Scottsdale. And I got some homies out in Scottsdale. They got some fucking money, a couple good guys, but they were telling me about they travel abroad and go to all these like places, and it's super cheap and stuff. He's like, dude, those Colombian, Argentinian women, you know what I'm saying? They just love American men. They just, he's like, dude, he's like, you got to come experience. He was saying that, like, you got to take this goddamn, they're injecting this thing into your fucking wiener. Like, it makes it like bulgy and like damn near feels like the goddamn hot dog's going to pop out of the
It's like
bun.
you took 10 black rhinos.
Dude, they said it's crazy. And he said, you just fuck like a goddamn animal on it. So hopefully I can get down to Argentinians with them.
Yeah, strip clubs are a guilty pleasure. There was a topless flapjack establishment I went to in the that little panhandle top of Florida there.
Oh, like
I was driving
Tuscaloosa or Tallahassee or whatever. Something like that.
I think
right?
so, yeah. Something, who knows?
We don't have maps.
I was driving out to go to CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, back when Trump was I don't remember if Trump was elected or not, but nonetheless, he was speaking at the thing, and I was doing interviews with like Black Guns Matter, Maj Touré, and a bunch of those types of people. I was with my old camera guy, Charlie. Shout out, Charlie. But we stopped at that place. He'd never been to a strip club. We go in, and it was literally a diner. Think Waffle House, stripper poles on the fucking the
No
bar where you
shit.
sit. Yeah, it was. Dude, I found my line. I found my line for strip clubs. It was disgusting. The food was fucking garbage, and there's like this, and it was like, dude, I mean, it was the most stereotypical cliche strip club ever, like podunk bullshit. These women were all like fucking, dude, if you're in a strip club and there's women that are over 30 years old in there, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
Very few women can pull off being a stripper at 30 plus. But these women were like 38. They clearly had kids. They had C-section scars, saggy titties, wrinkles, smoking cigarettes inside. And I was trying to eat this food, and I had like a couple beers, and Charlie was just looking at me like, dude,
what are we here?
And this is like a Westlake kid.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like a nice little suburban kid. And I'm like, hey, dude, I think we experienced this. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's fucking
It was
rough.
ridiculous. Oh, you want to do the Am I an Asshole?
Yeah, let's do that, and we'll get off here. What do you got for me here, dude? We're just kind of testing it here.
Yeah, we're just going to scroll through these. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend, female 28, to shut up after she woke me up at 2 a.m. by yelling at me? We live together and I work tomorrow morning and she is off. So I go to bed before her around 11 p.m. No problem. I'm woken up at 2 a.m. to her asking if the AC is on. I'm confused and groggy, so I don't respond fast. She starts yelling at me, saying the room is too hot and she doesn't want to be sweaty and she can't see the AC settings. The AC wasn't running because it was in energy saver mode, so I got up and switched it, and it started up again. She keeps yelling about it, so I yell back, telling her to shut up. She leaves the room and goes to the couch. I know I had a rude response, but she caught me off guard with a rude awakening, so I reacted sharply. Am I the asshole?
Honestly, I think you're the hero here because she got up and went to the couch. That's a win-win for you, buddy. Sleeping in your own bed by yourself, that's a fucking treat because you got that person's body heat, and if it's an energy saver mode, dude, you know you're probably both sweating under them covers. But if you live in some kind of fucking household and don't know how to work a fucking thermostat, you're the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the fucking problem.
Well, dude, honestly, it sounds like, I mean, this guy could be the asshole because it sounds like his girlfriend's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to work an air conditioning unit.
I mean, but dude.
But I mean, seriously, think about this. This woman is 28 years old. This guy, it says he's 26. This woman doesn't know how to work an AC unit. She might be one of those girls that is like a space cadet and she's yelling in the middle of the night. She could be fucking autistic or drunk or something.
Yeah,
you know what
but
I'm
it's common courtesy. I mean, to not wake somebody in slumber with
I'm
just
playing
fucking,
devil's advocate
I
a
see
little
what
bit.
you're doing. I mean, I know I date women who can fix radiators and transmissions. You know what I'm saying? They can't work a damn thermostat.
Hey,
That's on you, bud.
Hey, dude, I date women that can bring home $3,000 one night and spoil me for a couple weeks.
love
you
that.
know
Here,
what I'm
let me. I got one for you. Am I an asshole? A buddy of mine hangs out with this chick at the pool, get a nice bottle of wine, pizza. He pays for the pizza. He's a stand-up guy, but, you know, then all of a sudden maybe he had a little accident and came inside of her or whatever. She wants him to go half on the plan B, but he does not. Is he an asshole?
I feel like that was directed at me a little bit.
Well, you know, man. I mean, he's my friend, you know. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's not an asshole.
Not at all, dude.
Here's another one, dude. This is going to be a reoccurring segment.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
one's good. I like
All right.
this.
Am I the asshole for not giving my ex a heads up about filing for child support?
Oh, man.
Dude, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I had my ex send me all these. I didn't have time to do the research. So I think these are going to be tailor-made for us.
Yeah,
I told her, I was like, look, me and Lazer are doing Am I the Asshole tomorrow. Sorry for the long post. Oh, God.
No, I can't long post it again.
So me, 35 female, and my ex, 35 male, had a daughter, 11 together. He left me when she was 2 to be able to date a coworker. Ugh.
Ooh, that could get messy.
It was terrible at the time, but I see it as a blessing now, so water under the bridge, I suppose. But since this split, he slowly has come out of the picture. At first, we split time evenly the first few years until he ended up buying a house with his inheritance that was a few hours away. Still not too far, so we agreed she would stay with me and my boyfriend to go to school. She was 5 at this point. And he would see her every other weekend. This was fine the first few months. Then he slowly started making excuses, to which it ended up being he would see her once every month or two. The first summer after all this, I asked if I can get some money for summer programs to split since my boyfriend and I had work. He made a big deal about me wanting his money, and we ended up in an agreement where he would take her half the summer, so we would only need to pay for our half of the summer care. Whatever, fine by me. Now fast forward to about a year ago. He decided to sell his house and buy a new house the next state over. I found this out through my daughter when that's fucked up.
Yeah.
When I asked him about this, he said yes and that he's moving in a couple weeks. Okay. I asked him what this meant for our daughter and him, and he said it shouldn't change how things currently are, splitting summers and taking her during half of Christmas break. I, of course, didn't believe him, but I said okay. This would require flying, and he would have to fly with her since I'm not comfortable with her flying alone at this age. He agreed to this. Now there's had been a few instances I asked him for money, like for splitting a big medical bill or whatever, to help with or help with pay for after school activities, and always was met with hostility. My now husband, same boyfriend from earlier, had brought up child support back when he moved a few hours away, and I just didn't want to deal with the drama. But now it has been a year since he moved out of the state, and he only saw her during Christmas year. Didn't contact me at all over the summer. Hasn't called his daughter since April, so I felt at this point he really should at least be paying child support since he doesn't contribute anywhere else anyways. Well, he got contacted recently about custody and child support, and he's livid with me. He's trying to make me feel like I'm an asshole and trying to take his money when we're comfortable without him. While that may be true, that's not at all the point. Am I the asshole? That's a complex one.
Well, there's a couple things. Basically, it's a little bit of negligence on her part. For like, my parents divorced when I was 9, and my dad did every other weekend, and we stayed with him the summer. Blah blah blah. But if things that just come out of the blue, they would split together. But my mom got child support soon. They couldn't even afford they just could afford one lawyer. They were still cool with that, so they just let my mom have a lawyer and just kind of work with both of them. It wasn't like super messy as it could have been. So the fact that she, they were splitting some time at the beginning, it's cool, but then shit happens, you move out of state. I think that's on you. As soon as the divorce was finalized, you should have had the custody stuff, been cordial. I guess if she said that there was a little bit of animosity at the beginning, but then there's water under the bridge, I think out of the gate, you should probably get that hammered down, because then it's a legal binding document that makes you have to do it. Because then everything with this, I promise to get him here, and they start back out. But then, then it's like, no, it says court here. Now you can work with somebody when shit comes up, obviously, but I don't think she's an asshole. I think if, he should be paying his kid too, but at the same time, it's kind of on her. There's no court document that's binding that to be a contractual agreement, right? I mean,
so...
Divorces can get messy, right?
Yeah. I generally think people should keep child support and the government out of their family regardless. But in this situation, it sounds like they were trying to work it out. But I will say this. Some people are impossible to deal with. Yeah. Like in my situation, obviously, I've been trying to see my son for 3 years. I've been able to see him twice, once under a supervised visit, and the other time was for like a weekend. And I, again, got to spend a decent amount of time with him over this period of days. But it cost me thousands of fucking dollars to go all the way to California and see him. And she got pregnant here in Texas, and she wanted me to take her back to California, so I took her back there. My point is that if this dude split after the kid was already there, this dude doesn't want to be in his kid's life anyway, so fuck that guy. And the new husband and that lady, they should just start their own family there, in my opinion. I mean, the dude doesn't want to be in his kid's life. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's not like he wasn't being allowed to see his kid, unless she's framing this question incorrectly.
Well, regardless, right? I mean, even she didn't, like in your situation, you were pretty much vacated the ability and the opportunity to see your kid. So that's a little fucked off in that whole situation. Right.
And I've always paid child support since I've been on it.
But to her situation, like, at the beginning, and he was seeing her and they were allowing it. They had this agreement and they're working things out. But I still, for this point of reference with him moving out of state like that, and maybe he doesn't, and the kid's probably getting to the age where, I know when I got like 15, 16, I didn't want to go to my dad's, I want to hang around with my friends where I lived, you know what I'm saying? So, but that still doesn't mean there's not expenses that occurred that he should be liable for on some extent, right? So the fact that, she didn't get the binding document that said, hey, you're liable to pay this every month, and you should always have rights to see your child, and y'all should come to terms on that, which they did. But the fact that she didn't get it done, I don't think she's an asshole. I just think she was a little too entrusting and stealing with somebody that cheated on her with his fucking coworker. Yeah. So that's just kind of on you, dummy.
That's also true. But I do think that at a certain point, if there is another male role model in the picture.
Yeah, but I mean,
that guy's dating a woman with kids. You know what comes with that.
I bet he still does pay. I mean, I can't say for the circumstance, but I would imagine if he's still with that woman and that girl, to a degree, he's probably taking her out for ice cream or doing stuff at games and stuff like that.
My thing is this, dude. If a guy doesn't want to be in their kid's life, or a woman for that matter, then fucking fuck them.
Yeah, well, if
it's
he does...
different. Now, if she didn't have another guy, or if she was like really struggling financially, then he should be forced to. But if she's doing fine...
I don't think it does. It's not a principle of fine or fine not. I don't think. I think it's, you had a baby with this person. You are liable for half this person's life. This is your responsibility. Even if you want to waive your rights. Now, if he wants to waive his rights, doesn't want to see you because it's an inconvenience to his new life, fine. But for 18 years, you should help support until this kid is on its feet.
Right.
To be liable for half. You know what
see, and I have this is a tough one for me because I have a very biased...
You're living it.
Yeah, and so when I see things like this, from my perspective, I've always gone out of my way to try to see my son, And there's been times where I've gone out there and then they just don't even let me see him. So I'm like, I just spent all this time and money doing this and I don't even get to see my kid.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So my perspective on this is so skewed at this point.
You got a different circumstance because you are actually trying to make the effort and you're spending this fucking money and paying this fucking child support and you feel like you're getting fucking blackballed and ramrodded by this woman in the courts, which is kind of unfair in accent. So, like, if you wanted to give up your rights to not have to pay child support, I would understand that because you're trying and they're not allowing you, but yet you're still paying as if you're getting to see him.
And this is exactly.
So that's the fucking
it
part
makes
that's fucked.
No sense.
No, that's fucked off.
So when I see things like this, I know I'm biased, so I gotta like take that out of my head. So this dude could be like a legit deadbeat, and that's pretty much why they created child support in the first place.
Exactly. So not one person.
But I'm kind of jaded to it because I know that there's a lot of dudes out there that aren't deadbeats. It's almost like when the guy wants to see the kid, they get fucked, and then the dude that doesn't want to see the kid, they're like, yeah, just let him, hang out. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird world. But anyways, no, not an asshole, just
kind of an idiot.
Kind of just not even an idiot, just kind of a little too entrusting in someone that fucking cheated on you with their coworker. Give me one more.
I think we got a couple good ones in here, dude. This one's really good. Am I the asshole? My girlfriend wants me to pay for everything even though she makes nearly double my income.
Oh, that could be. See, there's not enough context there, and I'll tell you why. Because if that woman is, if she's cooking and cleaning, and maybe she's like, let's say if she's making double, maybe she's an OnlyFans.
Oh, wait, I think this might get even worse here. I didn't read the...
Oh, shit.
Let's start by saying I'm in the U.S. and she's from Puerto Rico. We started dating with the known fact that I had recently gotten out of a severely abusive relationship where I had been put in massive debt by my ex. She knows I also work a job that does not make nearly as much as she does. And we agreed on 50-50 for dates, and I often cover full dinners at times, even when I cannot afford it. Recently, she's been sending me TikToks speaking about if he loves you, he'd pay for everything, and I confronted her about it. I asked if she was suggesting I pay for everything, and she said yes, but due to her cultural upbringing, it's considered a sign of love. Dog, that's fucking crazy.
I come from...
I mean, she knows that he was already in massive debt before. And
yeah, but I feel like that's a kind of jaded... look... I come from a background where the man always pays for it. So when everybody was saying half and half, I was just like, you know,
the Dutch bullshit.
Well, I mean, just it's just proper. The man takes the woman out, he picks her up in his truck or his car, he takes her to dinner, and he spends money on her. And you know, this is where you got to like define, okay, where's this going? Am I just being fucking taken advantage of for a free fucking meal? That's just because you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you're seeing this woman having, are making passionate sex love, yeah, I'll pay for the dinners. But if they're like living together, if they're moved in and they have a house income together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think some things should be done and split maybe certain ways. I'm not saying you had to be to the point where you're at a joint bank account, but if you're like living with one another, you know what's coming. I think the decency out of her been like, oh yeah, no, I got this one. I don't think you should just be. But this kind of,
you don't love me if you don't pay for everything. Yeah, that's fucking toxic as fuck.
Well, that's taking advantage of the poor guy and the fact that he's not seeing it.
And
like
he's
that.
Already in debt from a previous relationship, and then she's using that as leverage to lean on him.
I'd be willing to bet with her being out of the country and him being it probably was some kind of long distance things, met on some kind of thing or whatever.
Like a mail order bride.
She's taking him to the fucking cleaners and he just can't wrap his head around it. Look, if fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I'm a fucking moron.
Dude,
you know.
See, this is why I was raised in a similar vein as you. I always thought I pick up the woman, I treat her nice, I open the door, I'm very polite, blah blah blah. Dog, over years of doing that shit and dealing with the crazy ass baby mama and just crazy bitches in general, I don't like really abide by that anymore. And yeah, call me an asshole if you will, but I have a lot of women pay for my shit. Remember when we went to that fucking karaoke? I sit down, I'm like, hey guys, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna get out of here. And this girl just goes, I'm gonna buy you a $50 steak if you stay.
Oh, well, you've got the Kavorka. That's different. This poor bastard probably pushed in lockers in high school. You know what I'm saying, Gary? It's a different upbringing. But you can't generalize all women into being bad women. You got to stop looking at people like that. I tell you.
No, I know. That's why I got to stop dating strippers, dude. It's not good for my brain.
Give me one more.
There's.
Yeah, I think Abel might be here.
All right, fuck it. Let's just end on this one. Am I the asshole for being upset that my spouse spent $15,000 without asking? This is a long as fuck one too, dude.
Yeah, let's just cut. We got two good ones in there.
Best worst of the week. Best thing to happen to you this week.
Shit. Played. We did a show out in Fort Worth. Had a good little time there. About 100 people out there, and saw Cowboy Cerrone. He came out to the show. It was a good time. And then the next day, I've got to go up on stage with Mike Ryan, introduce them, play a little harmonica on the stage at Billy Bob's there in Fort Worth for about 3,000, 4,000 people. That was fucking probably that was probably the highlight. That was a good little time, man. That Fort Worth, that's a special place down there. I hadn't been out to the stockyards like that. That was a good fucking time. The worst, man, I don't even know. Things been pretty good as of late, but I got to stop doing so much fucking blow. I'm starting to realize it's fucking my mental health up. But other than that, yeah. What do you got?
Of the past week, so I will say that the best thing that happened was I had a video with Cargill on Come and Talk It go viral. It got 6 million views.
Nice.
And the Come and Talk It page blew up to, 17,000 subs.
Perfect.
So we got monetized. We're going to be making money doing that. That was easily the best thing. The worst thing, which isn't really that big of a deal, but it's fucking funny, but it's also embarrassing, is that I shit my pants.
Oh, in the middle of the podcast.
Right before it. So,
right before it.
Biggest podcast guest we've ever had, arguably, other than potentially John McAfee, which was like one of the first podcasts I ever did. We have Tim Kennedy coming on Come and Talk It. We're setting up. I'm there early. I'm, making sure everything's done right. And I was kind of sick, right? Because I'd done a little relapse or doing a little drinking. And we're setting up, and I'm talking to Cargill, and as I'm talking to him, I farted, and I just shit my pants. Just in the middle of the gun shop at noon on a Tuesday.
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh, shit. And he's like, what was that? And I was like, oh, nothing, man. I got to go to the bathroom. So I book it down the hall to the bathroom. I take a shit, and I realize there's shit in my boxers. So I throw my shorts were good. I throw my boxers in the trash. I wrap the trash bag up because I don't want this bathroom to fucking stink. Put my shorts back on, throw the bag over my shoulders. Full of trash, dude. I'm walking around with a fucking trash bag in my shitty undies. I go back out to the front, and I'm like, hey, I gotta run back to the house. I forgot something over there. And he's like, what are you talking about? We got this interview in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I'm 10 minutes from the shop, so it would have made me late. And he's like, I'm like, nah, just trust me. I gotta throw the trash out, and I gotta fucking just grab something. And he's like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, hey, I shit my pants. And one of his employees behind him goes, yeah, I can smell that.
That's good, dude.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad though, because we did an interview with Tim Kennedy, and it was great. I showed him the fucking screenshot of me laying on 6th Street when I got tonsillitis.
Yeah.
That girl sitting on my face.
Girl sitting on your face now.
Yeah. We had a whole serious pod, and I was like, hey, dude, check this out, man. And he's just like, what in the fuck? Like,
Dude.
He thought it was funny as hell. But yeah.
Larry the Animal, dude.
That's
well,
my best worst.
That's going to conclude it for this episode. We'll be trying different things. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, tell if you like this kind of variety of it. If we go back with Bobby, we're just kind of trying, playing some new things. But anyways, it's been another episode of my Drunk Uncle's podcast. I'm Uncle Lazer, Mr. Gary Faust, hot-hitting producer, shitting his pants left and right. Shout out to Bob Barker, IIP, the legend. Get your cat spayed and neutered. We're signing off.
Hey, one more thing, though, everybody. Go ahead and click the notification bell on the video that you're watching right now to make sure that you are notified when we do have a new video go up.
We need it.